I just wanted to say something real quick. Skimming is illiteracy, period. Not even kind of, not in some contexts, not, well, actually, if you're scanning for keywords, that's legitimate reading strategy. No. You take in five words out of every sentence and call that comprehension. You're not reading. You're pattern matching. You're doing the visual equivalent of nodding along to a conversation you stopped listening to 4 minutes ago. And I get it. I do. The internet trained you. 20 years of headlines optimized to be the whole experience so the article underneath barely matters. 20 years of here's the thread, here's the TLDR, here's the 15-second cut of how 2 out of the 2 hour interview. You were taught that meaning that the meaning lives on the surface and everything underneath is just padding for the SEO. So you skim a paragraph, grab the noun, the verb, and the sound the most alarming. And then you've got your opinion. You got your hot take. You got your reply ready before you actually metabolized a single complete thought the other person put down. And this part should really bother you. Skimming doesn't just cost you the details, it costs you the fucking argument. Nuance doesn't live in the topic sentence. It lives in the qualifier, in paragraph 3. It lives in the however you scrolled past just because your eyes were already 3 lines down hunting for the next thing to react to. You skim a piece making a careful hedged point, and you walk away after having absorbed the most extreme possible version of it, because extremity is what survived skimming. Subtlety doesn't. Subtlety requires you to actually be there to experience all of it. So now we've got a whole culture of people who didn't read a damn thing, arguing furiously about a thing that was never said because they extracted the loudest 5 words and reconstructed the rest with their vibes. And the terrifying part is they don't experience this as ignorance. They experience it as having an informed opinion. That's the trick right there. Illiteracy that feels like literacy so much more it's so much more dangerous than illiteracy itself. That at least knows what it is. After all, my own grandfather, Lamar Starling, drank himself to death and died at 70 and couldn't read throughout his entire life. He was truly illiterate, but he still respected people that could. And played the harmonica like a motherfucker, too. But enough about him. I'm not talking about people who can't read. Not talking about people who can and have decided not to, while still claiming the credibility of someone who did. That's the betrayal in it. At least a person who admits I didn't read it is being honest about the gap. The skimmer pretends there is no gap. The skimmer shows up to the conversation in a costume of comprehension. And get this, I write things that take a while to land. My stuff is not built for the skim. The furnace sermons aren't built for the skim either. The saga sure as fuck isn't built for the skim. If you're skimming what I make, you're going to walk away with the exact wrong read on it. And then you're going to say something confidently incorrect about it in a comments section, probably attached right to the store page to run off potential other buyers. And yes, your opinions do that, as has been proven with the release of my own book. This isn't a kids these days rant. I mean, I'm not even 40 yet. Adults do this. Educated adults do this really bad. People with advanced degrees skim the fuck out of those textbooks. And it's not a competence problem. It's a discipline problem. And discipline is exactly the thing the algorithm has been built to erode. Every platform you're on has a financial incentive for you to consume more and more and absorb less. Because absorption takes time, and time is the one resource they can't monetize while you're spending it slowly in one piece of writing. So here's the line, and I mean it as a line drawn into the concrete. If you didn't read the whole thing, you don't get to have a whole opinion. You get a partial opinion, held loosely, stated with appropriate insult. From what I skimmed, it looks like that's the honest version at least. It's the illiterate version of it's the literate version of skimming, actually. Skimming and knowing that's what you did, instead of skimming and performing certainty. Now slow down. Read the paragraph you wanted to skip, the however, which is the qualifier, by the way, the part that complicates your reaction. That part is usually the actual point. So stay weird. Peace. And for the trolls, the fuck out.